Hello YouTube, I'm going to be doing another deck profile and it's going to be ABCs. This variant is my own that I built that I feel comfortable doing, and some may agree, there are others that may disagree, but if I show you the pieces and my strategy, and maybe you'll have a better understanding. So instead of wasting time, let's continue forward. Maxing out, obviously we're going A Assault Core, which lets us retrieve our Union monster from the grid when sent from the field to the grave. A very important piece that we always have to max out on, B Bus Rig, allowing us to gain a Union monster straight from our deck to our hand. And this is, instead of 2, we're playing 3 Crush Wyvern. Although, yeah, when it's sent from the field, special summon Union monster from our hand to the field, but some people decide to rather play 2 instead of 3, but when I show you more of my cards, you'll understand later on. Another Union monster lets us bring out our Union monster from our grave is Heavy Mech Support Armor, which he's very useful and important because if we have Core in the grave, there's an infinite loop because when you just keep getting this card back from the grave to the hand, and you just keep summoning Core again, it's the same thing that happens, and then whenever it resolves. Very important Union monster is 2 Union Driver. Usually players will play 1, but I have to play 2 because I want to make sure I have 1 in my deck so that I can be able to resolve its effect and be able to see more of my other Union monsters straight from my deck to the field, and eventually see my boss monster a lot more quicker and gather as many pieces. So other than the Union monsters, we're going into our Galaxy Photon cards. Galaxy Soldier, which is a very handy card when you can send another light monster from your hand to the grave, special summon it, and hard once per turn, you get to add a Galaxy monster straight from your deck to your hand. And the best part is the special summon effect is not a once per turn. So basically we're maxing out on 3 orbital. With 3 of this, you're basically playing 6 Galaxy Soldiers, and then not only that, it acts as an equip card, which also enables you to protect your Photon and Galaxy monsters, and it also gains an additional 500 whenever you need to stall your opponent. 3 Photon Thrasher to get as many special summons as possible, which is very important, and it can lead to getting the boards that you need in order to fulfill your dream goals in this deck, because it's not too fast, but it's like it helps you start off even faster than you were before, because this deck tends to be a tad bit slower than other decks. And then for our last monster is our hand trap, Ash Blossom, which pretty much stops every meta deck out there. And for our spells, which is very important, we're maxing out Union Hanger, very important card that must stay at 3, enabling you to add a Union monster that happens to be a light machine monster, and which also enables you to start off your combo. And not only that, when they are summoned, you get to equip it with another Union monster that is either a lighted machine, and it helps you see your boss monster, which actually, if anything, helps you see your boss monster a lot more quicker. And you want to ensure that you're going into seeing your early game, you got all your pieces, that you trigger the cards, the monsters in your grave, and then when you do trigger their effects, they gather the pieces, and then you pretty much possibly can put the scare out of your opponent and put some fear in them. Another spell we're maxing out on, Unauthorized Reactivation, which does the same thing as Union Hanger, but is a quick play. Equipping one of your light machine monsters with an appropriate Union monster, which is very important because your boss monster is key for this deck, and when you have him, he can give you guarantee your easy wins, and having him on the field ensures that it puts a lot of scare into your opponent, like I mentioned before, and you want him to be able to access him so that you keep getting more combo pieces. Another consistent spell is Pot of Prosperity. This card allows you to dig through 3 or 6 cards from your main deck by banishing any of your monsters from the extra deck. Although it is any, the thing is like you only vote how to play this card. You basically banish the least important cards in the extra deck, and as long as you don't target and go after your boss monster, chances are you're gonna put the fear in your opponent, and like you have everything you need for victory. Spell pot, another pot card we're playing is Pot Desires, and we decide to max that out. And the reason, and I'll explain the reason why I'm playing this, like because obviously I think what I forgot to mention is that I'm maxing out a Sea Crush Wyvern, and I'm playing 2 Yugioh. So you want to ensure you at least have 1 copy in your main deck, so that if you accidentally banish them all face down, then you're pretty much good and can't be able to go into ABC. And that's why you want to be able to at least have 1 copy in your deck, because those cards enable the strategy you need, because you have to have the right names, you have to have the right monsters that'll get you into playing certain monsters from your extra deck, especially by playing the right cards from your main deck to your field. Our one-up spells: Reinforcement to search our Photon Thrasher, Terraforming to search our, obviously, our Uni Hanger, Double or Nothing, I'll explain later, Call by the Grave to negate hand traps, and our final spell, Frontline Blaze, so that we can keep pushing our weaker level 4 or lower Union monsters, and then the 1 is perfect because if you see too many, it becomes a brick. And as I was saying, allows you to further go into your potential Xyz link plays and summon ABC Dragon Buster a lot more quicker. And speaking of ABC Dragon Buster, we're going straight to our extra deck, maxing out on him. It's 3, best card in the extra deck. So it has a quick effect where you can discard a card from your hand to banish a card on the field, and during your opponent's turn, tribute itself, and re-summoning the 3 Union monsters, either with different names or any other that are from your bench onto your field, and then potentially going into more summons. And not only that, you can re-summon him again by banishing all 3 pieces from your grave or field. And as long as you have the right names, you can be able to summon duplicates. And going into our link monsters, Barricade Blocker, so to pitch our pieces and then retrieve Uni Hanger from our grave. Cross Sheep as another extender. When you special summon ABC to zone Cross Sheep points, allowing special summon level 4 or lower monster from your grave to your field. The Nightmare package, we're playing Cerberus, Phoenix, Unicorn, Farling Forest, Appaloosa, Borosard, Access Code, and our Link 5 Final Link monster, Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. You may notice this card is really easy to summon this deck because of ABC. Because ABC allows you to summon 3 monsters with effects. So if you manage to summon your 4th monster on your turn, whether it's normal or special summon, you can lose all 4 monsters, and when your opponent's monster, you successfully summon this card. Not only that, this card has basically is not affected because it can't be targeted when it's special summoned. The effects of your opponent's monsters are negated, which is really incredible as well. And if they manage to special summon a monster from you, you negate it for free once per turn. And going into our Xyz, Cyber Dragon Nova, Infinity. Obviously, you're playing these 2. You have easy access with Galaxy Soldier since they're all level 5. And then they can search the other one, and then they can constantly special summon themselves from the hand, which makes this more accessible and worth playing. And for our final sea monster, Utopia Double and Utopia itself. So this obviously double is obviously it serves the purpose of double or nothing. Like that is because we also, by maining decking this card, this gives this card a purpose as to why you want to potentially go into your OTKs with this 1 card. And if you have trouble dealing with certain monsters, the one double enough thing is very important because you get access to it with this card, and it's so easy. You definitely don't want to brick with by having it in your hand, because then this effect won't be able to resolve because it only applies when it's in the deck. And it's to ensure that, like, if you can't handle something that is too strong, or you need something to overcome that is really overwhelming your field and that you have no match for the card, this card is always going to be matched and can overcome that threat. And again, I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. I'll try to do more content later. This might not be the best deck profile, but I want to showcase a lot of the cards that I'm doing owned by me and my variant, and I try to make them unique, specifically so that maybe I can help educate you guys, and then maybe allow you to come up with some thoughts and maybe build your own type of decks, and then learn from the strategies I've built. Because like not everything should be the same. Like you can try to implement other people's ideas, and then at the same time try to make them your own strategy by trying to come up with different card pieces and adding new like cards to your deck that could potentially that are capable of competing in the meta as of now, because there are a lot of unique builds out there, and this one may not be the best, but it is more optimal than you think, because it still has it still is able to push other decks to the edge, where eventually like it's not something that should be judged. And that's my purpose of doing deck profiles, is to do different types of decks that people can understand and maybe come up with their own ideas, and maybe do something that no one else has ever thought of doing in the first place, because that's what I'm capable of, is being able to build decks that, although may be unique and creative, but can still succeed and be able to match them. And again, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and then I'll try to make better content and continue forward.